Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Blowing Bubbles podcast, where we are surviving adulthood through sisterhood and finding a balance and building a legacy. And we have an incredible legacy in the house with us today, none other than Queen Aftan.
Hey, I'm here.
Welcome, sis.
Yes,
What's
thank
good?
you. So much is good. I'm glad to be here blowing bubbles.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, what is new with you? You always have a lot going on. You're a very busy young lady. What's new?
New is that I received an international title, Miss Royalty International Ambassador,
Come on,
very
now.
recently. Yes, I'm an international
Ooh.
queen, globally represented. I have
Alright.
a nonprofit for boys and girls called Crown Up International, where we teach them about their worth as royalty and how to carry themselves as kings and queens. They are 8 to 18 years old. And we do all kind of awesome activities. I got a cool group called the Scepter Circle that soon, this is an exclusive Blowing Bubbles announcement, that soon we'll be making public in a minute. So that's an exclusive piece of news. Bum, 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 bum. There's that, yes. And then Royalist Management is my company where I help people organize and administrate. So put all their needs in a managerial space so that they can handle the big stuff. I take the small stuff off of their plates.
Nice. And from the time I have known you, are always very organized and very if you've never worked with Afton or been around, she is just always on point. Like, man, if you have any administrative needs, you got the small stuff that gets in the way of you doing your thing, my girl is the one. Gotta give her a call. I'm telling you, she can get you together,
Got
all
you
the way
covered.
together.
Mhm.
Yes. So tell us about this crown you recently won, this international crown you recently won.
Sure. So Royalty International is the platform, and they are all about diversity and inclusivity, meaning every woman can come and receive an international title if she competes and wins. So I came in with a national title. I was Miss Georgia Royalty International, and then we did the competition and I received the ambassador title anonymously across all age groups. So there is supposed to really be an ambassador awarded to every age group, but I surpassed them in number, so I was awarded unanimously.
Wow.
And I feel very special about that. Did I say unanimous or unanimous?
Unanimous.
Unanimous is what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
And so I feel really good to be reigning and standing on their platform so that I can do more exploits with my community service and kind of spread my wings wider by standing on their platform.
Awesome. That is a beautiful thing. I love the concept of inclusivity, and something that applies to all women. And it's very important because a lot of times women get into the space and we get in our heads and we don't feel so beautiful. And,
Sure.
and we get tired sometimes. And so to be able to go through that grueling process, because it's not just let me put a pretty dress on.
No.
You all go through a lot. Take us on that journey. What that's look like to
Sure.
compete.
Yeah, so first of all, there are so many awesome, amazing, wonderful, beautiful women competing right alongside you, and you have to prepare yourself for evening gown and fashion wear and interview. And then with this particular pageant system, there was something attached called model icon, so there are also models attached to this moment. And so yes, you have to prepare yourself. What is the outfit? What are you going to say? What is your platform? How do you plan to impact the world once you do receive this brand new title? Do you know how to represent our brand and your brand at the same time? What does this really mean for you? Are all the kind of questions that go on in your mind. And this is a time of preparation for almost a year to get yourself right and to, because it's like so many good, great people around and their support systems. And in the pageant world, some people might know each other from a year, or you may have competed with this person in a whole nother pageant system. So it's like going against your sisters, but you have to either wonderfully win or graciously lose.
That's beautiful. I love the idea of the thoughtfulness. You said you have to be able to represent your platform as well as theirs. So that means there's something so much bigger than yourself.
Absolutely.
It's not just about beauty, outward beauty. You all have to be beautiful beings on the inside, and I love that. I applaud you for that.
And that doesn't happen across every pageant system.
Okay.
Sometimes people are really not nice folks.
Oh wow,
and some
that's
people
good to know.
go into sabotaging and trying to destroy you just for a pageant title or just for another level in their lives. So I'm grateful for Royalty International because a lot of that was squelched and calmed down and even killed, but that does not happen across every pageant system.
Wow, that is good to know. So what are some things that you look for in a pageant system before you would enter?
Before I would enter, I look at the young ladies who have competed before me. Are they happy? Do they smile when they go out? Do they have something to say? Is there chatter about the pageant system? Does the reputation that precedes the pageant system turn out to be positive, or is it horrible? And what do they stand for? Do I even want to represent that? And where are they located? Can I get to the headquarters? Is the pageant executive director or founder easily accessible? I go through all those motions because I need to be able to reach you. Is the national director a person I could reach all the time? Or, is it like treacherous? And do I get sleepy when I watch? Can I watch the old tapes back and get inspired and want to do it? Or is it just something that I would be doing for form and fashion?
Ah, that's good. That's good. So here at the Blowing Bubbles podcast, we really try to relate and connect to mothers. So one of the things that I want to be able to convey is some of the things that, like, I have zero experience with pageantry. And I love that you have something to share that you can really help somebody learn. They may be considering putting their child in a pageant. And to give those little nuggets, that's very important. Thank you for that. So are there any other steps that you would like to go to next, or what's next pageant wise for you?
Well, I want to rewind to say, if I'm talking to the mothers, you want to make sure of all that I said, but also for you all who are competing and going to school and college, be sure that there's something attached that you can win that is valuable to you. Scholarships, book moments. What are they going to be doing for you? Be sure that it's beneficial to you as you matriculate on something as great as going to college or even entering high school. What else is the pageant going to do for you besides grant you a crown and sash?
Great nugget.
Sure. So what is next for me is carrying out my duties as international ambassador. And then the next step within the system would be to become a lifetime queen. Now, lifetime queens are crowned and they are expected to stick with the pageant system, but it's really one of the highest honors you can earn because you've been so loyal or you've been so faithful to that particular system, and they see you. And usually you don't earn lifetime queen within the first year, but it's been rumored how your work ethic might just elevate you to that title. And I really want to make sure that with this particular title, I make my system work for me. Because I'm working hard to go out into the community, but I also need them to book me on things. Sometimes when you win an international title, you can get hired to do certain things. You can get paid, and you are now a personality and an influencer. So your trajectory of who you are is supposed to change. So be sure that your pageant system also works for you, which is also going to be one of my pushes to be sure that I take away any nervousness to ensure that I am getting the greatness of what I already put out.
Awesome. Wow. So I am looking at your sash and your crown. Yes, this is so beautiful.
Sash was Royalty International Ambassador. Yes, and people always love my crown. I have a different kind of crown than some of the other ladies, so people like my crown. The ambassador crown is a little different from the other winners.
Okay. And now tell us about your nonprofit. It's Crown Up. Tell us about that.
So Crown Up International is one that seeks to transform the mindset of a girl into the mindset of a queen and the mindset of a boy into the mindset of a king. And we do that with events, gatherings, outreaches, sessions, and moments where we can come together. Usually I try to do every single thing at no cost to these young people because I want them to truly be embraced. My thought is that if I can get you to understand your worth as royalty when you are young, then it will be habit in your older age, and nobody will have to convince you of your worth.
Beautiful. That is yes. I love it. I love it. Pushing that esteem on a child is so very important. A lot of children grow up without self-worth.
Sure.
So that is so very important. And how can a child get into your program?
Oh, sure. So we, at this point, don't have a set program or curriculum, but we do different activities. So all you have to do is RSVP when you see us post. Our handle is Crown Up International. You'll see it right on social media or on my page at Queen Aftan, and then you'll see all my pages. But you can just go right there. I post all the time, all the stuff that we're going to be doing. We have a movie premiere coming up very soon, and it's easy to be embraced. We really don't turn anybody away. And no, this is not just a black boy or black girl situation. This is for every ethnicity, all of the nationalities. If you have a son, daughter, niece, nephew, little boy down the street, little girl that you look after, somebody from your church, this is for them. No one is edged out. Crown Up also believes in diversity and inclusivity, so it works hand in hand.
So tell us about some more of the programs and events that you plan to put on in the coming.
Sure. So outside of Crown Up, one particular program I love to do with them is called Royally Raw. There's, what's my finance one? Make It Rain, REIGN. I love Make It Rain because it talks to them about the things that we don't get to talk about in school, which is money. And it's about job procurement and placement. It's about, oh, there goes my ring, what to wear during that time. It's about understanding your credit score and just so many cool things that it's not normally spoken about when we speak about math, but we don't normally speak about finance, even in college. So that's what Make It Rain is all about. Royally Raw is our real talk session where I just allow, and this is on two spectrums. So on the Crown Up side, I just allow the young ladies and young men to get it out. Talk, say something. Don't hold things in because sometimes that results in suicide or some other detrimental moment. We have had so many mass shootings in our country done by young people right now. And that doesn't need to happen because sometimes you don't have a person just to talk it out with. And if you did, you may can either hear advice that you want or you just wanted to get it from off of you. That's it. So that's what Royally Raw provides. On the flip side of Royally Raw for the adults, those who are older than that, that's a more private moment. But what it does is gives you friends that you may not have had, lets you ask for advice, or you could say, I don't want your advice. I just wanted to talk to you. Really quick, we serve you at Royally Raw, so that'll be coming soon. The other thing we have coming is Palace Perception. Palace Perception, we're going to do a little closer to the middle of the year, but it is where we do vision books instead of vision boards. Because vision boards are nice, putting pictures on, but vision books allows us to go to the principle of the Bible, which says, write the vision, make it plain. And then the Bible also says that death and life is in the power of your tongue, and that you can speak those things that be not as though they were, and they will come to pass or fruition. And so that's what Palace Perception is all about. I walk you through it. I'm with you. Again, there's gonna be food. There's always gonna be food because I like to eat, so I want you to be nourished too. And of course, some type of gift bag. I even have Queendom Culinary that I do, but we just go out to somewhere nice, dress all in the same color, come together with good camaraderie. It's not messy, it's not gossipy, it's really good. We fellowship and have a good time, and of course I give gifts because I'm just a gift giver, and we leave with friendships, bonds, new connections, and we have networked and even elevated some kind of way. So that's the things that I have coming up. And then the last thing is Queen, You've Got Mail. That's my show. That's only for the grown and sexy, if you will. But I wanted for women to experience the real talk from men. A lot of times we get together just as ladies and we're just chatting and assuming. But I want us to have the facts directly from the horse's mouth. The men, they are not ashamed, they are not afraid, they are highly honest, they ain't shy, and they answer whatever I ask them. Yes. And so we have a DJ, and we have our ladies 25 deep coming to listen to what it is the men really have to say. And they're nice looking men, y'all. They're not like some little men I got off the street. And they are men with some type of accomplished, yes, if you will, with some type of either notoriety or celebrity. And so I am a talk show host in that respect. And down the line, I have something called Queen Cake with Queen Aftan. And that is my reality check to let myself know that I have to stop acting like I don't know people that are known. And so I wanted to speak to women though. So Queen, You Got Mail, I speak to the men. Queen Cake with Queen Aftan, I speak to the women about only the sweet things of life. I believe the world is filled too much with drama, yes, darkness, and negativity. And those things are usually broadcasted worldwide in front of our faces. But the good stuff, the sweet things, the awesomeness is not normally shown on a grand scale. So I thought I'd go to different sweet shops and things of that nature and talk to the people that you think you know, but you have no idea. And not just to them, but somebody that you should know. So I interviewed 2 guests, and it's just a wonderful show. You'll see that coming soon.
Ooh, I love that. Blowing Bubbles is so in alignment with that. Yeah. I don't want to talk about the dark, heavy stuff. I really don't, especially my own stuff. I'm like, okay, I cried about it already. It's time to smile and laugh and live it up. I survived. I'm good. You're good. We're good. So I love that. And I can assure you guys, she's always like this. Like, I remember having a thought and a vision before, and then when I heard you say it, I'm like, thank you, God. It's like when you don't have to do everything yourself, and God just brings you people who are your tribe. Like come on, tribe. One thing you said that was so beautiful to me, you said, I know so many dope people, and they need to know the other dope people that I know, or however you phrase it. You like, the people I know need to know the people that I know. And so many people are gatekeepers.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. No.
There was a meme on Instagram the other day that says, I love women because you'll say, oh, girl, it's a cute top, and we'll be like, Ross, $12, let you know right. That's an example of not gatekeeping. Like, yes. Oh girl, I don't know where I got this top from. That's so crazy. Yeah. Yes. Girl, you was at Ross the other day. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We seen you see. So yeah. And and let me just say on top of that, so that my tribe, my people who uphold me won't fuss at me, I'm about to do something else. Maybe look, this is another blowing bubbles experience that I had oftentimes maybe been afraid to do, or I felt like I shouldn't do, or whatever it is. But I'm pushing myself off the ledge because, and this is for somebody out there, there are so many money-making opportunities that we already have in our hands, that we already have in our phones. I always apply the principle of phone. I think we have at least 400 contacts in all of our phones, right? Yes. And so oftentimes, though, those with heart, you give the contacts to other people. But what about using the contacts for you, for your stuff? What are you holding on to? What are you holding back because you feel like not yet, or I want it to be perfect? But you could just be looking on your phone and call Shinesha from your hometown, and she could have everything done and decorated for you. But I just want to encourage somebody not to hold back. But I said that to say, I decided that what's in my hand is some expert material. I've been an administrative professional for a very long time, but on top of that, I've been a role manager, stage manager, office manager, personal assistant. And I call that somebody's person, a people's person, is a royalist. Thus my company, Royalist Management. And so I'm going to be offering the opportunity to take an intensive with me so that you can take 4 sets of classes. And in the classes, in those 4 sessions, you'll learn all of the things that I ever wanted to tell somebody about excellence in administrative management and management in general. But it's also another step to be a royalist. You become someone's person. And inside of that, if you take all 4 of the intensive courses, then you can then be sent out by me to the clients who request me, but I can't always get to. Right now, I don't have anybody in my phone who I would say, oh, I can send her, I can send him. He'll be good in my place, because they are expecting a caliber that I cannot give at this time because I've done no training as of yet. But with the intensive course that I'm actually going to charge money for, that I've always had a hard time doing, but I'm not having a hard time. I'm going to charge the people the money. And we are going to take these 4 courses, and it's not even $8.2 million at all, I promise you. But it is going to be worth every penny. You will hear from my clients, from celebrities, on down to the normal folks, if you will. You will be able to have hands-on experience with me and someone else I'll bring in right in the room. You'll leave with a toolkit. It's going to be so great. But I'm saying that to say this is something that maybe I've been harboring, but now it's going to be out there. We're going to do these classes and we're going to get it in, because I have to be able to send some me's out there, but I also want you to know how to do things royally excellent. You shouldn't just be out here. I could just go be that person's assistant. Can you? Can you? Because you really don't know what it actually takes.
Yes.
What it really requires, and how you could do it on levels above what you would normally think. So where do you go for this training? I looked, there is none. So I had to create the space. So it's coming soon, but it will be a royalist, and it is called Training for Reigning, REIGNING. Okay.
My God.
Doing a lot of announcements here tonight.
Wow. I am blown away. And I can see where a lot of people would just think, all you have to do is all you have to do. But you will have a very unhappy client real quick.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you get a higher end client that has a demanding life and they're demanding.
And people let you into their personal space, so you have to find privacy within that. You know, close your lips. You gotta do something.
Be a fly on the wall, but know when to come on down. Yes,
it's a lot more detailed moments than you really think, and so I want to make sure that people understand it and see that I have a backing. That I'm not just coming in this thing yesterday. You know, that I've been doing it for a very long time since. I've been an 11-year-old in the Full Gospel Baptist Church Fellowship International with my mom under her wing, you know, and now doing and matriculating in my own space or spaces, prepping to go on tours a lot. I could just say so much stuff, and I am, because there was a curriculum and I want to get it out to those people. But yeah, and I even have a spray, if you will, called Layer, LAYOR, which is Royals
Backwards.
Yes. And it's about to be rebottled, if you will. I've got spray bottle, but I'm talking with a perfume EA company, and it's going to be great. I'm really excited about the next level.
Listen, y'all,
Yeah.
Layer. I was so, and I know you, and I know that you do all things in excellence, but when I got that,
don't it smell so good?
Oh my.
I love it.
So I initially bought 4 bottles because it was like holiday-ish. I was like, I'll give them as stocking stuffers. I sprayed one. I was like,
they ain't getting it. No. And do you know, fun fact, I have like 40% more men clients.
Really?
Than I do women, because they like the fragrance around, and when they're in the gym, they like it in their gym bag and in their spaces. So they like that fresh moment, because it, you know, it's kind of unisex. I feel like it's more lady, but some men are like, I need it too.
Listen, whenever you can get you some Layer, you will not be disappointed. If she offers a super size, go ahead and get it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I was shaking my bottle this morning. I was like, it's running out.
Coming soon, I promise.
Yes, yes, yes. Layer is the truth. You got it right.
Yeah.
You got it right.
I love it. Yes,
So
but we're
proud.
revamping it so that it can be a little more widely sold under a certain umbrella. So more to come.
Yay! You have a lot going on.
Well, while I don't have husband, boyfriend, dog, cat, kid, bird, or fish, I feel like let's do it. Because once I get my fish, baby, I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do for y'all.
That is so wonderful, y'all. What am I? Do I have an audience member, a viewer that's of some substance that I could trust with my sister? Because I'll come looking for you if you don't act right.
Yes, this is single, honey.
Oh, not for long. We're gonna,
yeah, amen. Not for long.
We're gonna speak that into the atmosphere.
Not for long,
the
honey.
king is looking.
Come on, King, because we tired now.
So let me ask you this. This is something that is kind of a buzz phrase. What are your thoughts about the soft life?
The soft life, so funny that you would ask that. Somebody texted me extensively about the soft life today. I think the soft life is great. I think we should participate in the soft life. However, make sure that you don't get too swept into it. And what I mean by that is, this is the year to go hard for yourself. Mm-hmm. I think that we have laid so many people's foundations and built their houses for them and even installed the doors and windows. Yes. But our foundation still gets laid out there. Yes, it's in a great place on a good property, but I don't see your steel beams going up. Where is your roof? What's going on with your door? What can I enter? How can I experience the fullness of your home? You still got construction going on over there, but you are completing people's homes right in front of you. And so I'm a big believer in going hard in the paint for you in this particular season. So yes, catch your soft life moments. Absolutely, 100%. Some of that is called self-care, but don't let yourself marshmallow into a place where you don't inflate again to go again hard for yourself, what you want, your plans, and your destiny and purpose. Be soft, sis. Be soft, big bro. However, understand that going hard for you is a great thing. It's not an awful moment. It should not be frowned upon. And this is the season, this is the year, this is the moment to do it. Whatever you've been waiting for, don't let soft life be an excuse not to go hard for yourself.
Bars. Yeah. Love that. Love that. Yeah, I have been challenged with the notion of soft life. And I guess it rubbed me kind of differently because I'm just a tomboy. Like, this is me. I have to practice, like, you make me dress up all the time.
Come on, she
turns me into a girl about once a month at least. But I feel like I resisted the notion because I said, I'm not buying into that notion that I was never feminine at any point. I am a carpenter by trade. I am broad built. Like, I got shoulders like I played ball. Like, and I'm just who I am, but I'm 100% woman, and I'm feminine by nature and by mindset. So when I would hear men talking that talk and saying what they want, and then these women just lining up for the sake of what they think a man wants, it didn't sit well with me. And I'm like, but I've always been soft for whom I needed to be soft for.
Absolutely.
And so I want that message to not get lost. So don't make soft life a trend. That's the more important thing to me. Women were celebrated about a decade ago, with Miss Independent, Miss INDEP, and Neil got a song. All these artists were coming out with these songs, and we're celebrating the independent woman. Now y'all don't like her. She got used to going and getting it.
Yeah. And she exists, and she's going to continue to exist because she understands her worth and what she can do with what she has. I do believe in making things soft. However, comma. I know that there is, I believe, so I know people say, I'm supposed to be single, or I don't need no man, I don't need no woman. But I do believe that everybody should have a partnership and companionship that matters on an intimate level. And I don't think you should be alone. Man was not meant to be alone, first of all. Okay. And so I know that you're supposed to have someone with you, someone arm in arm, somebody who believes in what you believe in, somebody who can support you and you can support right back, and your life becomes reciprocal, and your life starts to pour out wealth, and your life starts to pour out beauty, and your life becomes an eminent example. However, I like it that you can even, let me rewind to say this. I'm from New Orleans, and in New Orleans, men don't, hey, sweet love, can I get your number? No, it's not like that. They like, say love, what up? You know, and they're very much in your face. And then let's just say you work it out. You give them your number, they're calling you that night, and you are bae. It's not 25 days, we're not, we talking this, and it's not like that. And I've had boyfriends that have been the most thuggish, ruggish bone guys, but get on the phone with me and they're like, hey baby, hey boo. They all sprinkly like, boy, get your gun-toting, hard tattoos, goatee self out of my face. But I had the ability, the nurturing center, or the energy for them to be able to say, "Ooh, I trust her in this space, so I can be lovable, vulnerable. I can be open. I can be lovey-dovey with her." And that is the same thing that a woman needs. Safety allows the soft life to just be inevitable. The soft life is not to be faked. The soft life is to be taken when needed, but the soft life can be birthed if you create a birthing center. So if you're out here with hardwood floors and nothing for the young lady to really embrace everything, boom, 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 and you never kiss her softly or love on her lightly or just say, hey, I got that, don't worry, and you come down a bit from your corporate life or your entrepreneurial hustle, then you won't experience the soft life from her. You'll experience her first protecting herself. Because she has already been hurt. She's already experienced the hard life. So you'll experience that, but people have the ability to bring the soft life from other people once they provide the safety net for it to come forward.
I like that. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Where do you think that comes from in you? You think you're just born with it, or is there a person that really inspires who you are?
I think that life is a beautiful teacher, and so you have to decide, do I want to learn these lessons today, or do I want to go through it again and get the lesson ran back on me? And I think that comes from a place of maturity, that comes from a place of like, okay, yep, I get it. I saw that. I saw how I was like that. I saw what happened in that situation. Let me take that lesson and let me apply that lesson to the rest of my life. Let me not get caught up in that situation ever again. Let me protect myself in this manner. Let me have this. Let me research that. Let me lean on this particular person. Let me look for this contact. And I think that's just something that is learned, or learned, as the older people would say. So I don't think we're born with anything that our parents or the people that cared about us didn't first insert into the womb. Some people do a lot of goo gagas with these babies, but those who have beautiful conversations around them or listen to music garner such another human. I was just speaking to someone the other day about how you are raised in your particular household and what it does for you, and who you become, and how you are and what you're able to assert. My mother gave me much freedom to explore the things that I wanted to see if I wanted to do. And then she'd be like, wow, I don't think that's for you, but do you still want to do it? And I'd be like, nah, that's probably not for me, sis. And then we would keep on pushing. And then where I thought, hey, Ma, I think this is good, and she would agree, then we would have our moment of investing. Okay, let's get the uniform for that. Let's see what time you need to be here. I will have somebody carpool you here. You know, that's what it would be if it was worth the investment. And so I think you are worth the investment into yourself for all kinds of other things. So no, I don't think that you're completely born with it. I think that you are developed into the human that you want to be. And then when you become an adult, you make a decision. Life is a bunch of choices. So you make a decision to be wonderful, to be great, to be magnetic, to have a great energy. That is your decision. It's not just like, oh, well, you know, her mom and them like that. No, because there's a lot of little kids that have wilded out and become whoever else they have decided to be.
Yes.
So you can make a great decision or you can make a horrible decision. But either way, you'll be walking down whatever path it is, because we all have to live and we all have to die.
That's it. That's it. I always say the greatest power one could ever have is a choice.
Yeah, that's what you got. You have a series of choices.
Yes.
You know, I can give you a really light choice right now. There are times when, like tonight, I think I'm gonna pull what they call an all-nighter and just clean and clean until everything is great. Now, here's the rough choice. I have a flight tomorrow, but I'm still gonna clean up into my flight. That's my choice. That's my decision. My other choice could be I could sleep. But if I sleep, my space is still not gonna be as cleanly as I would like it to be. So what's my choice? Sleep, which I could get on a plane, or I could get in a nap somewhere when I get to the next city. Or do I just stay up, do what I need to do, sacrifice the sleep, and then see a beautiful result once I really do open my eyes before the flight? So we are filled with, our schedule is filled
Yes.
with many decisions, lots of choices, but the wonderful human that you are, because, and okay, this ain't even out yet, but I'm also gonna say somebody out there needs to learn how to also be quiet. And you also need to learn how to bridle your tongue. You keep saying every single thing. You don't have to say everything that comes to your lips or to your brain.
Yes.
It doesn't have to cause damage. It doesn't have to cause damage. You don't have to say, well, they know who I am because I'm from blah, blah, blah place. So baby, you know.
Stay there too.
Yeah.
You will not elevate.
You don't have to do that. You have to say, wait a minute. This is going to be hurtful to Tasha and Leia over there. So I'm not going to say it. Yeah, you know how to get the people. You know how to bust them up real good. Okay, but how about if you say, not saying that? Because guess what? People just think reaping and sowing has to do with money.
Right. Oh no.
Reaping and sowing has to do with time and words. Too.
You will give account for every word you speak.
Everything. So you want to make sure that, hey, today I'm going to do better. I'm going to bridle my tongue. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to hold back. I'm going to call somebody else because maybe I need to get it off my chest over here. But I'm not going to intentionally harm someone. Make a decision not to intentionally harm someone. That's an easy decision, but it's a mature decision. But it's a decision that we should all be making as adults.
Absolutely. That is wisdom 101.
Hush.
Yeah, I learned, took me maybe till 10 years ago. I learned the lesson of the clap back isn't always the best.
Yeah.
You know, the best revenge for
And
me
guess
is to
what?
just walk away.
You can do an intelligent clap back.
Absolutely.
And what I'm saying by what I mean, I'm not just saying go look up a bunch of words and get somebody together. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are times when people do come for you and you did not send for them. I understand that. I get it. People try me all the time. The most common try that people do with me is to try to just delete Queen, like I didn't introduce myself like that. People will afton me in a harsh way. For those who know me, I expect for you to flip up. I expect for you to slip up. I mean, you've been knowing me all my life. Afton is, whatever. But when we are in a business place, you just intentionally, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say that. Let me rephrase. See, I'm making a decision to write on my tongue. I was going to say this. There are people in this earth who want to sabotage or to diminish me because of the queen word. Because people go in their mind and say, who she thinks she is, or why I ain't calling her that. But then when I say, but you are a queen too, or you are a king as well, they can't, I'm just a regular, so it's you with a problem or with insecurity, or you're not really sure who you are, but I'm here to assure you that you are eminent royalty. So when it's reversed, the people can't take it. But I try to just help people. I hold your hand through it, baby. I don't mind if you slip up. My blood cousin was like, wait, what am I supposed to be doing? I feel inappropriate. Do I need to be saying Queen Afton? Do I need to be saying Queen? Or just Afton? Like, what do I do? And we had a whole education class. She was like, oh, that makes sense. That's my blood. That's my cousin that I did summers with and got my hair braided with. That is my blood cousin. So when people somebody else, Karana's saying, hey, everybody, this is my girl Queen. And they're like, okay, hey, Afton. What in the disrespect? Because that's intentional. If she says, hey, this is Purple Astronaut, I am Purple Astronaut to you. Get into it. Don't try to just intentionally disrespect. So I am saying that, yes, there are times that you may have to clap back and get the people together, but you can wrap people up in a bow real nice and have them thinking about what you said later if you understand how to intelligently give a remark. Thank you so much for going ahead and addressing me. That is my maiden name, but I definitely prefer Queen. What do you prefer for your name to be today? Because really I want to slap you, but and then I do it sometimes publicly because people need to know that they have to be addressed because you're doing that on purpose and I don't like it, And so you can get the people together, but you don't have to cuss them out, fuss them down, or diminish yourself to go to their level because their level is low. Let me just inform you, it's low. You don't have to go low. Michelle Obama told us when they go low, we go high. Some of y'all be like, when they go low, we're going lower. But I don't want you to do that. I just want you to choose the high road because then even in your conscious space is going to be good. So I just want to acknowledge the people that do need to get the people together. But, if they say, what's going on in your little podcast? Big podcast. Now, I got a problem with Lil because I speak that way. I'm from New Orleans. That's our vernacular. Okay, little boy. This little boy playing with me. What's going on with your little business? It's harmless, but to some people who are not from New Orleans, it's harmful. So I say get people together accordingly, but make sure, this is my advice, if you hear nothing else I say, if you have to talk to someone about something that is affecting or offending you, because the Bible says go to somebody if they've offended you. If you have to speak to somebody about that, be sure you always come out like pure gold. Be sure that your name is always highly spoken of. Be sure that in the industry, nobody's like, huh?
Right.
So always do the high thing, even if the high thing means being quiet. Because if you do that, other people would defend you. Right? Can't nobody come in the room telling me about no Karana. Maybe, what? You're going to get gotten together. A little bit in love, but the rest is gonna be my New Orleans coming for you all day. So it's all about circling back, making a decision, but ensuring that yes, there will be times where you do have to get somebody together, but other times don't even worry about it. Somebody got you. Just let them people get ate up by somebody else. You don't have to do it if you have a reputation that people can defend.
That part. And that's the thing. Make yourself defensible. Don't you muddy your name. If somebody else is out there tarnishing it, that's gonna wash off. But you gotta make sure you stand up to public scrutiny. That's one thing that I used to always run from anything that resembled fame or things that would put me in the spotlight. I've done so many things for so many people for decades, and I was always in the background because I felt like I wanted to stay there. And then, the older and more mature I got more comfortable with me and who I was created to be. How long would you say that you have been just comfortable being queen? with you?
That's
That's
fair.
always-
My mom did not raise me to think less of myself. It's the reason why I started my nonprofit. I figured, you know, other people aren't getting this in their home. Crown Up International started as MUSIC, Music Uniting Sisters Initiating Courage, Character, and Care. Because when I was about 15, I read an article about a young lady who was 10 that was pregnant by a 22-year-old, and he was going to jail. And I began to think about her. Like, what's her haven? Where does she go to feel wonderful, beautiful, strengthened again? Or are they like, girl, you out here in these streets, now you got this baby to raise, how you gonna do that? You know, is somebody calling her stupid? Is she not good enough? What are her internal thoughts? A, what are other people talking to her about? B, and then how does the baby raise a baby? C, and who is her tribe? Who is the village that's going to help raise this child while the child is trying to raise a child that she didn't even ask for, that shouldn't even have been created because, you know, that's unacceptable. And I started thinking of, where do you go to hear you're wonderful, you're special, you're beautiful, you're still worth it, you're not tarnished, you are good, you have it all, you can reach for the sky and further. Where do you go then to hear that? So I created Crown Up International for that very reason, because I wanted for specifically young ladies to understand that it doesn't matter what you go through. You could be a stripper, or you could be on drugs. You are still a queen. And people will argue me down about, that ain't no queen. Yes, that is a queen. But sometimes you need to polish off your crown. Ooh. And that has to go for all people. You can't just be like, only the black girls is queens. No. I'm talking about, if we were created by the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, right, and we are supposed to be royalty from him, then all of us have that royalty within us. It doesn't diminish, it doesn't erase. You cannot erase my queendom, try as you might. It does not work. So that's always been in me, because my mom grew up with 11 siblings. She is a product of 12, and I believe she's 8 of the 12. Wow. And with that being said, my mom was always an international traveler with her job. She was always an executive since I can remember. So I had to be left by people's houses, you know, when she was traveling. And my mom was quite selective. And so my nanny, who was my godmother, and my aunts, Auntie Lulu, Auntie Ursula, Auntie whoever I was by, they were always about strength. They were very much so, oh, your hair is so pretty, you're gonna be so wonderful. Oh, wait for the men that you meet, they're gonna love you. And you know, these things, I never heard, you're stupid, you're an idiot, I can't believe this, why would you do that? Who do you think you are? It was always, you are this, you are everything, you are strong, you are powerful. That's what I heard, that's what I knew. So the other side, I don't know that other side, and I would have probably been broken in half had somebody told me the other words, because I don't know that life. And then I knew then that the other words, the negativity, was to be reported to my mother, because I don't know I don't know who you're talking to. You couldn't be speaking to me, but you must need to talk to my mother, because you out of line, because I've only been fed the good stuff. So the other stuff I just didn't know.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I had that kind of family. I definitely had a big, strong village. And that's why I can do so many different things, because I always had somebody pouring into me, and I always had somebody telling me, you can. I never was told I can't do anything. But I don't know where I've picked up some sense of insecurities. It was never about me. Like, I feel like I can do anything, but some layers of insecurity exist, and I don't know how to identify those.
Sure. I mean, let me just say, I am far from perfect, okay? And of course, getting with some men, some boyfriends along the way, seeing how other people develop into like great women. Like when you're a little girl, you look a certain way, and some girls develop a little bit more than the other girls, and you know, some girls skin clear up before yours and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are some insecurities that might be there, especially if you try and then you fail. You're like, oh God, now I can't do that. No, you probably can. You just need to learn what it really takes. You need to learn the ins and outs of it. And so there were, of course, those times, but even as a big giant 37-year-old right now, I ensure that the people who are around me understand, we ain't about to give up. What we doing? We ain't about to act as though we can't, or we're not capable, or we're not good enough. We can't do that. And so I figured if I surrounded myself with those kinds of people, then now I can be built up as well while building. See, that's how you get tired. If you don't have the building team while you're building, then you'll get tired of keep on pep talking yourself. You know, you need somebody to say, hey, you're doing good over there. Keep up the good work. You know, that's why again, man is not meant to be alone. Right. You're supposed to be with somebody who got you, who understands you. And so the design is really for us to come from our Father's home before we go and to get married and to be with somebody. We're supposed to always be with someone. And so I implore people that if you don't have a good village or a wonderful tribe, create it. No matter who thinks that they're supposed to be in it. Because some people say, well, she's been my friend for 20 years. And in 20 years, has she built you? Or has she just been drinking with you? In 20 years, has she berated you this whole time? Or has she been loving on you? In 20 years, was she your sister or your hater? You need to check and see, because some people rely on history. But history is not always the best factor for the wonder of your tribe.
Not at all. That's good. That's good. Anything before we wrap that you would like to leave the people? Any last words, and words of wisdom, and nuggets?
Yes, sure. Here is something that in the past 2 years I've had to apply to my life and really learn. That your gut actually equals your discernment. I think a lot of times people say, trust your gut, and they're not understanding that this is really your discernment sounding this big blaring alarm to you about something or someone. What trusting your gut or going into your discernment place really entails is believing you. Do you believe yourself? If you don't trust or believe yourself, then you're going to go through this life in too many ebbs and flows. It should just be a smooth transition all the way down the river. We don't need to be stopping nowhere because we don't understand that our discernment needs to be developed. Learn how to trust you. Learn how to believe you. If you feel like this energy is off, maybe I should leave this place. I'm not going out tonight. I'm going to rest because my body's telling me so. That is discernment. Believe yourself. How and why don't we believe ourselves? It's you. Believe yourself. Trust your gut if you need that particular phrase. But more than that, trust your discernment.
I love it. I love it. Well, it has been a pleasure.
The pleasure has been mine.
Talking to you. You dropped some exclusives here tonight.
Hey,
I am excited.
I need to blow some bubbles.
Our Blowing Bubbles podcast, but we actually will blow some bubbles. You cannot be mad and blow bubbles at the same time. I'm just out here spreading love and bubbles, y'all. Like, for real.
I have more bubbles than this. Here we go.
Nice. Well, we got a double E.
Don't roll it. Yay!
Yay! And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I want to remind you, stay popping.
Stay popping, baby.